Hello, hello, hello. This is Ben from the Road to Rugby Fitness Project. This is my first live stream, and there were a few hiccups, unfortunately, which, needless to say, have been annoying. But hopefully, they are short-lived and will be ironed out if I need to in future live streams. Hopefully the issues. Alright, enough about that. So I've been meaning to do live stream on this project for a while, and where do I begin? Okay, I know where I begin. I gotta stop saying that's the first thing I gotta do. I've just been incredibly busy. This past semester had been nothing short of hell. And, long story short, things got a little crazy with my learning disabilities and my own general derpiness. I almost ended up in a position where I would have failed 3 classes. After some parental intervention, my professors gave me a chance, and I did not disappoint. I ended up passing 2 of those classes. I ended up throwing my applied statistics class under the bus, but what can you do? I'm taking the class now, but I have not stopped wanting to work on this, and episode 3 is in the works right now. In fact, let me see. This little bit, whoops, that's not right. Let me get this out of my way first. And let's see. That is what I've been working on. That's what's been keeping my episode 3, which talks about what I've been learning and understanding about the game of rugby. This is what's been delaying my video. I am a meticulous son of a gun, and I want things to be a little too perfect sometimes. And of course, there's also the fact that Flash animations can be a little bit, needless to say, complicated. And basically, when I first talk about the basics of rugby in this episode, I will be mentioning how basically rugby is a game of attack and defense. One team tries to get the ball into their opponent's score, behind their opponent's score line. The other team tries to stop them and try and gain possession of the ball so they can essentially do the same thing. And while I'm giving that very brief rundown, I wanted to have a little animation that shows a very rough idea of what that from above might look like. Obviously, if I wanted to go and never get it done, I would have things that looked more like people instead of dots. But I wanted to actually have a fighting chance of getting this done. So I'm just bringing it down to dots, but basically my biggest thing is making it so it doesn't look clunky, so it gives you a fairly accurate portrayal of what a rugby game might look like from above. I was going to have the ball move around where it's being given a run towards the defensive line then pass to another player, and then another player who decides to try and go and break through, and then it'll show a bit of a ruck, and then the ball will pass around, and then someone will break through it. One dot will break through and will run to the try zone, and that will be the animation. But you'd be surprised at even how the 10-second animation can be a lot of work, especially if you are meticulous to a fault like I am. This is basically all that's been really delaying, along with my schoolwork, of course. I've been getting gym equipment as well. I have a barbell, a bench that I assembled yesterday, and a rack that I still have to assemble. But I'm thinking that maybe I could do live streams that are kind of like workout with me kind of deal, where I can work out and people can give me feedback on what I'm screwing up, what I'm not screwing up, and the like, because improving myself not just on the field but also in this case home gym will be big things I want to do. And on top of that as well, and episode 3, I also have episode 4 already being thought out, which is basically up until this point all the things that I had done while practicing. I mean, to get into shape, or even before I started going to practices, as well as the things I may have neglected to do. I focused a little bit too much on the strength training aspects of it, and I didn't do enough, I think, cardio, which showed itself for the first few weeks I went to practice. But as I went to more and more practices, as I will explain more, I feel like I was able to overcome that. Yes, I still have a blog. It's gathering too many cobwebs right now, I know. I've been tempted to actually turn blog posts I've made into episodes to provide video content for those who might not want to read a blog, but I also want to expound upon things for my blog form, because that's where they'll be best suited. So content wise, that's all I've been planning. Hopefully I'll be able to find time to get there, and really I can't wait till I can get back on the field and go to practice again, and hope that I can find a way to share it with you people, because hell, practices and games, they're both exciting. There's something else I should do. I should upload the videos of the games I've watched over the past semester to give you an idea of how Iona Gales, how they fight the good fight, to take their phrase. So I feel like I've just rambled on about plans too much. Let me tell you how I've been with the practice so far. I have to say, I have never experienced anything like this before, and I gotta stop hitting my face camera stand and all that stuff. Oh, fiddlesticks. It's like, I can't even describe how awesome it is. All these people, with all these different interests, and since we're on a college campus, different majors, all do with my blog post. I don't know if I want to go from an angle of talking about the physiological, neurological, and neural behavioral issues that I've had to deal with, and talk about the origin about that some more. Because I think that could be very interesting, and it would allow me to branch this video series into more avenues. In this case, raising awareness about domestic abuse because my biological mom actually was abused over the 13 years that she had my siblings. She had my brothers and sisters and I. And it was that abuse that led to, we think, substance abuse that led to my being born with the issues that I was born with. And very likely that the same substance abuse led to a biological brother that was born after I was, by a couple years. I think it was actually dying from complications, because my biological father did really do a number on her. And me survive, I don't know if I want to say survived, but having gone through years of all these different therapies to overcome these issues, from the weak muscle tone to the speech issues to the learning disabilities that I still have to deal with today, I think, what was I going to say? Shoot. I think talking about, I mean, they were severe enough where I was supposed to not be able to walk, not supposed to be able to talk, not supposed to be able to eat solid food. Running, forget about it. Oh yeah, that's another thing I forgot to mention. I was tempted to start, and I think I will start, a mini-series as well called Ben's Tales. I think you may have already seen the playlist, the empty playlist. And basically I talk about experiences I've had that tie into the issues that I've had, the physiological, neurological, and neurobehavioral issues. I don't want to just talk about them now, though, because I feel like, well, I'll end up saying too much and end up making the videos kind of moot. But maybe I'm just overthinking it again. What do you guys think? You feel free to respond in the comments. Tell me what kind of content you would like to see. And I'll definitely take that into consideration, because I think channels prosper better if users have input that is actually, used and appreciated. Actually, I think I will briefly expound upon one story now, because there's just so much to it that I can talk about it and not really spoil doing a potential video on it. When I was a little kid, my parents took me to a water park in New Jersey called Action Park. Yes, for those of you who know this place, that Action Park. I think I was probably 6 3/4 when the last summer that the park was open on the original management, long after the park got its nicknames of Traction Park and Class Action Park, as well as Accident Park, and as well as long after all the deaths there. So this kid, me, who is very clumsy, trips and falls easily at the time, I don't do that now, obviously, goes to the most insane amusement park ever.